Okay, we're back, and if you haven't taken a second to watch the first video in Word Module 3, you're going to want to do that first, so that way you can get your report looking like ours does in the screen. This is file 3-3. It's saved as security, and we are editing a report, and we're just about finished. Actually, we are finished with the tables. We're now going to scroll up to page 1. And in the Norris Blaine Network Consulting section where it says instructor names, we are going to delete that placeholder and we are going to add a tabbed list of instructor names. Now, when I say a tabbed list, I mean a little bit more than just hitting the tab key. I want to set specific tab stops, specific distances using my ruler. So I do need you to make sure that your ruler is visible. You can see mine across the top of my page here. If yours is not visible, you can go to the View tab and make sure that you have a check mark next to your ruler because you do need that visible to be able to set tabs. In fact, I'm going to click directly on the ruler where I want my tab to be set. And according to the directions, we are going to set a tab stop, a left tab at 2.25. So I'm going to just click that on the ruler. And it's going to add a little white L to my ruler. That means that there's a left tab stop in that location. And you will see when I type now, I'm going to type the instructor's names, and then I'm going to hit tab, and my cursor is going to tab underneath the 2.5-inch mark, and I'm going to type their title, or like their topic. Okay, so the first one is Suzette Carrington. Her name is hyphened Brewster, and then I'm going to hit tab. So my cursor is underneath the 2.5 mark, and I'm going to type her specialty is malware. And I'm going to hit enter, so I am underneath, and I'm going to type the next person, Leah Kim, and I'm going to hit tab. Her topic is server security. The next one is Leopold R. Koya. Topic is social engineering. Goodness, I always make spelling errors. And I think that might be it. Let me flip the page here and make sure I got them all. I absolutely did. Okay, so I'm going to actually hit backspace to get rid of the extra line that I added by hitting enter. And the text asks us to remove the space after the paragraph because every time we hit enter, it assumes we're starting a new paragraph and adds an extra space, which is why that list is so stretched out. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my list, just the top 2 lines. And I'm going to click the line and paragraph spacing command in the paragraph group on the home tab. And I'm going to say remove space after paragraph. So that should help us kind of save a little bit of space and also crunch together our lines of text. All right, after the second table on page 2, we are going to insert a section break that starts a new third page and then format the new third page in landscape. So I'm going to scroll down to page 2 underneath the table of network security. And I'm going to go to the layout tab, breaks. And go to, I'm trying to make sure, a section break that starts a new third page. So I am going to go ahead and go down into the section break section because it specifically said in the directions to insert a section break that starts a new section on the next page. So if you kind of read through the fine print there, you will see that the directions specifically say to insert a next page break is what they're describing. So I'm going to click that. If you turn on your show hide button so you can see your formatting marks, you will see there is my section break. Now I'm on this page and I am going to format the third page into landscape. And landscape can be found on the layout tab and then going to orientation and then landscape. And you can see how that changes my third page but keeps my first and my second page in portrait orientation because I don't want to change all of them. Now we're going to insert what is called smart art. And smart art is, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's kind of like a graphical representation of charts or symbols or icons. You can kind of just make it whatever you want. And it's a great way to graphically illustrate a concept, I think. And the easiest way to insert smart art is to go to the Insert tab. And on this tab, we are going to go, and there's lots of options right here on this tab. You can see where you can insert word art, and sometimes when you are looking for specific commands, they are hiding from you. Like, for example, I feel like smart art is hiding from me. Here it is, right here in the illustrations group. Word art is another option on this that adds really cool graphics to your words, adds specific formatting and colors and things like that. But there's a lot of neat things on the Insert tab, and we'll come back in later modules and test out some of these commands. But go ahead and click on Smart Art, and you'll see there's lots of different options. There's hierarchies, there's lists, there's processes, there's circles, and there's just so many different options. You can kind of click through and see all of the different options and which one would work best for what you're trying to achieve. The book asks us to use the circle process, so I'm going to click on Process, excuse me, and then I'm going to hover over these, and it kind of tells you what they're called. A screen tip pops up and gives you the name. So I'm going to click on Circle and then say OK. And it's going to insert a graphical representation, and we're going to put some information here in these text boxes. It does ask us to kind of expand it as best we can to take up as much space as we are able on the page. So I'm going to kind of do that over here, and we may need to kind of drag it to the right a little bit. Also, you can use this layout options button here, and it kind of adjusts the way the picture is on the paper. One that I like to pick is in front of text, because what that does is it allows you to freely kind of move your graphics where you want them to be. And that layout button just pops up in the top right corner. If you click on it, you can see there's different layout options for your picture. And Smart Art is basically inserts like any picture would insert into your Word document. Okay, so now we're going to insert some information here. In the first one, you're going to type security training. And you can see how they kind of auto adjust to the size that you've created. And then again, they're just text boxes, so you just click on them to type inside of them. Secure network is the last one. So that just gives us a little bit of information. It just makes it a little bit more graphical. If you were presenting this to an audience, you could pop this up on the screen and then use these as talking points for this page when you get to this page of your report and things like that. All right, we're going to scroll back up to section 1. Click anywhere inside section 1, and we're going to insert a footer. So I'm all the way back up to the top, and I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to say Footer, which is kind of over by the header. And the directions says that we are going to create a footer that aligns our first and last name to the left margin, and then also we want to insert a page number without any design elements. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert a blank footer. It's the best way to go with this. And I'm going to first insert a page number. Again, another contextual tab pops up. It's the header footer contextual tab. It's there to help you edit your header and footer. I know we used this in the header section before when we were inserting a page number in module 2. It's the very same concept for inserting it into a page number into a footer. I'm going to click on the header footer tab, and then I'm going to go to page number. Instead of saying top of the page, I'm going to say bottom of the page, and it asks us to put it in the left corner. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to add my first and last name, like the directions asks us to. All right, you can double click anywhere outside to close out of your footer. And you will see that our footer has been added. All right, the next thing that I want to add is a cover page. So a cover page or a title page, it could be called either or, is like the beginning page of your report. And that can be found on the Insert tab. and click on cover page. The directions tell us to pick the retrospect look. Oh, I just saw it. Now I lost it. Let's use this. There it is, retrospect. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that. It will automatically insert it at the beginning of your report, and you can just fill in the information of your report inside the text boxes. So this is called Improving Network. Oop, I want to capitalize that. Oops. Network security at Spruce and Cooper. And then you can delete the subtitle. We're not going to have that, but we are going to scroll down and add our name. In the text box at the bottom that says your name, just add yours. And we're going to delete the company name and address boxes. We don't need those. You can delete any other spaces that you see in there as well that are taking up space. Okay, the last step and the last thing I want to talk about is it's asking us to change the theme of our document to slice. And I want to talk about themes just a little bit because they kind of carry throughout all of the programs, all of the Microsoft programs. If you click on the Design tab, you will see all the way over to the far left, there's a command for themes. And if you click the drop-down arrow, there's tons of different Office themes. They make me think of PowerPoint because it's kind of like the background design choices that you have when you open up PowerPoint. But actually, these themes kind of carry through all of the Microsoft programs. So it depends on the theme that you choose, what options you have for the colors for table styles and what font colors you have to choose from and what theme colors you have to choose from when you're picking colors for your fonts and things like that. They all kind of go together based on the theme that you are using. So when I change my theme to slice, like the directions ask, you can just kind of click down here. You will see how it kind of changes up everything. It changes up the font style that I'm using. It changes up the color scheme. Notice how my headings are not light blue anymore. They're a darker blue. And my font is now, I don't even know, Century Gothic for my report. So it kind of changes up everything in the document based on the theme that you choose. And again, those kind of carry through all of the programs. So feel free to kind of scroll through a report here and we can see what it ends up looking like. Notice how the table changed a little bit based on the theme that we chose. Now it's not gold anymore, it's the green color. And the directions tell us that this page right here is going to be used later. In the textbook, it tells us somebody else is going to come back in and kind of add some more information. So go ahead and do a file so you can save all of the changes for the report that we created in class. And that concludes the videos for Word Module 3. Thanks for watching.